Hello. I think we're live. Is this happening? Oh my gosh. There's a new format for this. So I'm not really sure how it works or if it's working. So if you see this, could you let me know? Oops, I'm going to turn off my notifications so we don't get all these noises. But yes, welcome to this full moon live stream. You're at the halfway point on the Kickstarter, and for the record, counted in moons. So everything is moon themed. Oh, there's Mom. Yay, Mom can see and hear it. That's all that matters. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So let's see. I don't have it really fully planned out very well, but I have some thoughts about doing some moon songs and doing some songs from the record and doing some talking about the moon cards. So yeah, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to light my little candle for this full moon concert. I got my little moon cycles candle. Oh, that one didn't work. That's how you know. Oh, here we go. You light a little candle and put it on my little moon altar. But yeah, so the full moon is a great time for assessing what you want to release. So if there's anything you want to let go of that maybe isn't working, or just enjoy the fullness of the moment before we go back into the times of getting dark again. And yeah, so if there's anything you need to let go of, I invite you to do that. What else? The full moon in April is also known as the pink moon. I'm wearing some pink today. Other names for pink moon include the sprouting grass moon, the egg moon, and among coastal tribes, the fish moon, as this was when the shad swam upstream to spawn, as according to NASA. So yes, hi Stacey. The pink moon, and I was trying to find it in my little card deck, and I'm wondering if maybe it's named something else. I'm going to take a look again. So we'll definitely read about the full moon. Oh, here we go, egg moon. Yeah, Mom, that's a candle that you made. I haven't asked you yet, but I was thinking, also nobody's pledged for this, but if anybody signed up for the moon ceremony, and I wanted to send them some crystals and candles, that I would ask my mom to send to help me out with some candles for you, because she makes these beautiful beeswax little nice pure candles. Yeah, so Lily G, hello. Yeah, we're gonna do a little bit more moon scoop, and also if you feel like sharing this out to your friends, if you think they would enjoy it, that helps it get seen more. So yes, the egg moon. Ooh, I can already tell this is good. Egg moon is, this might be backwards to y'all, maybe not, is trust. So I'm going to read what it says in my little book about that. Trust. Trust yourself. Develop self-trust and joy will follow. You can rely on your own capabilities. Begin to plan carefully for the future. And the affirmation, it is the beginning and I trust myself in all things. Apart from the trust we might develop spiritually with our higher power, self-trust is the basis of all other trust. Self-trust is a surety that we can rely upon ourselves, that our decisions are valid, that we ourselves matter, that knowing ourselves combined with trusting ourselves leads to better, more informed decisions about all aspects of our life, including career and relationships. Self-trust is far more than a flashy show of confidence. It is deeper and farther reaching than that. It is security at the very core, that no matter what, our wisdom matters and it is best. It allows for flow and for faith in oneself and the way you do things, moving and choosing in the world. Self-trust is a full acceptance of self. As accepting oneself becomes easier, thus self-trust will begin to shine. This gives great momentum to anything we choose to tackle or do. Our ancestors saw spring, the great thawing, as a new beginning. They would walk the marshes and plains and find newly laid eggs. More than just a symbol of fertility and new hope, the eggs meant that the worst of the cold was over and that new life was really here. The egg moon was a time of celebration and rejoicing. Kathleen, hello! And Katya, hello! Welcome! We're just starting off reading some of these little moon oracle cards, which many of you have pledged to get that level that you get a personalized card reading. And I'm very excited to do those, so thank you, thank you. Oh, and yes, the companion stone or metal for the egg moon is iron. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of a cool thing. I'm of course relating it to myself because of the Kickstarter, but just to like continue to trust in self and know that this is just the beginning of the path with this record. I mean, we're kind of in the middle, honestly, because, you know, I've been working on it a long time. It's the beginning of pushing it out into the world, though, so that's pretty cool. So I hope that you can find some way to look into trust in your life for this egg moon. And then the other one is the full moon, because that is today, and that is power. We'll get to some songs after this, promise. But it's power. So, full moon, power. Step into your true power. Shine brightly. Do not hide who and what you are. The time is right to attract big things to yourself, like Kickstarter money. Ancestral energy is important. Open your mind to larger possibilities. Big magic can be wrought. And the affirmation, I have power, it is real. Go outside on a clear night and look up. Hopefully you'll see the stars a-twinkling. If you are really lucky, you might see the swirling Milky Way spilling across the darkness. And then, there she is, the big full moon, unmistakable in her glory and power. She moves the earth itself, stabilizes into orbit. She releases and pulls the seas. She is the object of devotion, the inspiration of poems, the realm of goddesses, and she has witnessed the very first of us rise up on two legs and venerate her. Generation after generation, we have stood barefoot under the same moon, wishing, setting intentions, dancing and drawing her graceful power. You are made of the very swirling matter that is the stuff of stars. You are pure possibility, changing constantly, renewing and transforming. Take this moment to recognize that power and rejoice in it, for your next step is the precursor to your future self. And the companion stone or metal is moonstone. So, that's a cool card. I didn't, plan this out ahead of time either. I just thought it would be cool since the record really is about it's called Counted in Moons, and I named that because it's about my journey of kind of ever since the last record. Harriet's here. Hello, welcome. Oh my gosh, so many beautiful people and musicians and Katie Marie friends, and yay. But yeah, so this journey with my music from the first EP and then into life in Austin and the dissolution of my marriage and really coming into my own as my own self-supporting person has just been an interesting, long and empowering one. But at that beginning, when I first moved to Austin, I was going to these new moon ceremonies. This woman, I met her at some craft fair. She had a little table set up with some of her little incense and potions that she was selling, and she was also advertising that she was doing these moon ceremonies, and it was just this beautiful way to check in every month with kind of more the heart side, because I was working at a coffee shop and pretty drained out. And so it was really good to have a specific time to check in with what was going on in my heart. So it's you kind of count those months when you're growing, when you're getting through tough times, every moon. Oh, how far have we gotten in this moon? How far have we gotten in this moon? So that's where that line, counted in moons, came from. So I think that I will, I'm so excited to do all the readings for everybody. It's really fun, you know, because I either do, I can either do it with a question that you specifically want to ask, or we can just see what the cards have to say, and either one can come out pretty fun. And I just enjoy it. It's like, I haven't done it. That was another thing I did in the beginning when I first moved here, is I did a lot of card readings before I got my job. And it was pretty. I have several decks of cards, but of course for this one we're going to use that moon deck. So since we're talking about that song, the title track, why don't I just go ahead and start with it? I turned the air conditioning up pretty high before starting because I knew it was going to have all these lights on. Oh, Kachi, hello! I know it's going to have all these lights on and be hot, but you know, of course, the temperature changes and the guitar gets funny. So yeah, let's start with the color blue in that title track. You could count it in moons. Each month when she sleeps, I make wishes anew. Ooh, you could count it in moons. You could count it in tears. Each salty drop falling in an ocean of fears. Ooh, you could count it in tears. The color blue, it's just a hue, just a funny way to say I've fallen deep into a pool. They tell me that this feeling is called the color blue. You could count it in songs. Each one that I write keeps on calling out wrongs. Ooh, you could count it in songs. You could count it in dimes. Each clink in the jar, one small step toward good times. Ooh, you could count it in dimes. The color blue, it's just a hue, just a funny way to say I've fallen deep into a pool. They tell me that this feeling is called the color blue. You could count it in moons. You could count it in tears. You could count it in songs, in dimes or in years. But it doesn't much matter the how or the when, 'cause blue will come calling again and again. But if you listen closely to what blue has to say, she may just teach you how to live a new way. The color blue, it's just a hue, just a funny way to say I've fallen deep into a pool. They tell me that this feeling is called the color blue. They tell me that this feeling is called the color blue. Oh, thanks, y'all. Thanks, Harriet. Thanks, Stacy. Yes, I'm wearing a pink shirt for the pink moon. It's also the egg moon. And what these earrings are from Noelle Hampton of Noelle Michelle Jewelry. A lot of my jewelry that I wear is from her because it's so pretty. And these are just little light leather things. These are also the earrings that I'm wearing in the photo on the Kickstarter, which is also from that photo shoot. Is going to be the album art, which only I think only patrons have seen the cover picture so far. But I'm excited. Emily Shirley is working on that, and she's really good if you know her. Both a great musician and a wonderful graphic designer. Highly recommend Emily Shirley. Yay, Chris! Hello, I'm Lily. Oh my gosh, you guys are amazing. I haven't done a live stream in a while. I've forgotten kind of how distracting all of the little things are, but I'm glad to hear that it's sounding good. I have my fancy mic set up and kind of hoping for the best. I think we'll stay on the moon theme right now. Yeah, because that's what's in front of me here. This is one by one of my favorite artists, maybe even one of the artists that really kind of got me into songwriting, which is Dar Williams. And I heard Stacy's gonna go do a workshop with Dar this summer. I'm kind of jealous. Maybe one of these years I will go to that. Yeah, so I haven't played this one in a minute, but it's one of my favorite songs of hers, even before this record, because it's an older song. But we'll give it a try. We'll see how it goes. It's called "Calling the Moon." The moon wanted more of my night. I turned off the engine and the headlights. The trees appeared as they'd never been gone. I promised the fields I'd return from now on, and the moon kept on rising. I had no more to say, put my road maps away, and surrendered the day. And I know you'll be calling me soon, and if I don't answer, I'm calling the moon. Calling the moon, I was calling her then, and wondering, will she take me again? Oh, I am calling the moon. Julie. When I called the moon back to me, I thought that she wanted my beauty. I shone in the best that vanity buys. I covered the path where my life turned to lies, and the moon kept on rising, but I felt nothing at all. She comes when the empire falls and shines on crumbling walls. Calling the moon by the name that she chose, as Tennessee wandered in moth-eaten robes. Oh, I am calling the moon. Calling the moon. Oh, I am calling the moon. Oh, make sense of me, night. I can see so much from this cold height. The moon said, oh darkness, my work is done. I've poured this bottle of light from the sun, but there their anger keeps on rising. And they don't understand. I've shown them all that I can, that the world is at hand. And I know they'll be calling me soon, and if I don't answer, I'm only the moon. I can see by her light, this one's going out to the moon tonight. Oh, I am calling the moon. Calling the moon, 'cause I know what it's worth to tug at the seas and illumine the earth. Oh, I am calling the moon. Oh, oh, I am calling the moon. Something like that. Yeah, that's Dar Williams. She's the best. Go hear her sing it. Oh, the albums. Yeah, gotcha. That's exciting. Julie's here. Oh, you know, Harriet, I don't have a PayPal Venmo link because I really want people to just go to the Kickstarter. If you have already pledged and you wanted to give a tip for tonight, well, first of all, if you already pledged, thank you, you're amazing. You do not need to do anything else. But if for some reason you're feeling excited and you wanted to give more, and you wanted to give a tip, would you just go give a little $1 or $2 more to the Kickstarter pledge? Just adjust your pledge a little bit. That would be the best. That would be the ideal thing, because we're doing well. I think the last I checked we were like 73%, which is great. And I'm sure we'll get it by the end. But Annabelle, hello. But yes, if this is just a wonderful appreciation, I love you concert. Thank you so much, and also to kind of spread the word a little bit more. But yeah, if anybody feels so moved to tip, bumping up your Kickstarter pledge would be my favorite way for you to do that. At least this time around. So thank you so much. Yay. Okay. We've still got plenty of time. How about another one from the record? Thanks, Harriet. Glad you understand. Yeah, let's do another one from the record. Man, it's so funny to like do these and just like hearing, you know, all of the stuff that all the wonderful people, Katie Marie, beautiful producer. I think she just finished up. I think she just got back from a tour, Sophie B. Hawkins. So she's like real fancy now, guys. I mean, she always has been, but even she's added to her fanciness. Yeah, she's amazing. Did so many beautiful things, and then also got a few other friends on there. Jana Pokop, who has a Kickstarter going as well. If you haven't pledged to her, she is also up-leveling her superpowers in New York City right now, and also doing a record and also doing a Kickstarter. So like, go check her out. Shawnee Kilgore, amazing person as well. Lindsay Verrill, Sweet Gary, and Chris Gebhardt. Everybody's amazing. I wish you could hear them. You will hear them, just not tonight. How's that? But yes, let me play you a song. This one's called Pray for Patience. I'm trying to remember what the prompt was. I don't remember. That's fine. But yes, it is another. Oh, I do know that part of the prompt was that you wrote it in second person. So even though it's definitely very autobiographical, that's why this one is this way. And when I tried to change it to I didn't like it as much, so we just kept it with she. Called Pray for Patience. She has a closet full of dresses that are striped. She bought them when she started her new life. When all the rules are broken, down is up and up is down. Sometimes you gotta move to a new town. Somewhere 950 miles away, in a storage shed, the pieces of her past remain. She thinks of them from time to time, wonders if they still define the person who she is or was or will be. And she wishes that it wouldn't take so long to puzzle all the pieces of her new life song. She's searching for bright harmonies in a world that's brought her to her knees. But since she's down there, she'll pray for patience. It's not that anything is truly bad. It's just so very different from the life she had. Some things are much better, but there's still some things she misses, like knowing someone had her back and all those goodnight kisses. And she wishes that it wouldn't take so long to puzzle all the pieces of her new life song. She's searching for bright harmonies in a world that's brought her to her knees. But since she's down there, she'll pray for patience. Yeah, she wishes that it wouldn't take so long to puzzle all the pieces of her new life song. She's searching for bright harmonies in a world that's brought her to her knees. But since she's down there, she'll pray for patience. Yeah, since she's down there, she'll pray for patience. Well, since she's down there, she'll pray for patience. Here is a very real ADD question. Did I sing the second verse of that song? Or did I just read the chorus? There's a lot going on here and a lot in my brain. I'm quite jealous. Katie Marie, when she's not out on the road, has a weekly live show. Harriet does too. They both have their live shows on Tuesdays. And Katie actually has Lauren there with her wife, to help with all of the little text things and stuff like that, because it's a lot to do, all of this at once. I suppose if you do it more often, you get more used to it. Anyway, cool. Okay, let's sprinkle in another moon song. This one is actually a bit older and it's not on the record, but I wanted to sprinkle in some moon songs. This isn't like too much of a moon song, it's just a little bit in the beginning. Honestly, it's not even really a real moon, but in the apartment where I used to live, the street lights out were these huge globe street lights, and I look like the moon. So it felt like a moon. It was a moon energy. It's giving moon energy. But yeah, this one's called I Know. There's a street light out my window. It looks just like the moon. And the wolf in my chest howls cross country to you. Way out across the ocean, a city burns all night. Feel like I understand it, but I don't know quite why. If home is where the heart is, what happens when it splits in two? I know I need to be here now, and I know that I love you. Well, last night I got to see you, but it made me miss you more. Reminded me of all the days I hadn't seen you since before. Way out here in Texas, the creeks have all run dry. Maybe I'm trying to fill them with all those tears I cry. And if home is where the heart is, what happens when it splits in two? I know I need to be here now, and I know that I love you. Well, somewhere back in Iowa, the leaves are turning red. I'm still trying to make peace with all the things they never said. And I'm learning to be honest, I'm learning to be strong. I'm learning that there's a way more gray than there is right or wrong. And if home is where the heart is, what happens when it splits in two? I know I need to be here now, and I know that I love you. I keep the t-shirt you forgot under my pillow. Faint scent of you brings tears to my eyes. I don't know the next time I'll sleep next to you, and I'm terrified that the memory of your skin on mine is fading. And if home is where the heart is, what happens when it splits in two? I know I need to be here now, and I know that I love you. Yeah, so that's an older one, but kind of fun. I hadn't sung that in a while. Harriet, thank you. Oh my gosh, yes, 2 readings. Why not? Oh, amazing. I'm excited. It could both be for you. One could be for Anne. It could be about 2 different questions. So many options. Yeah, I'm real excited about doing those readings. That's gonna be some fun times. I'm probably so many people pledged for that. I'm probably gonna have to like split it up over several days. But that'll be great. That'll be fun. Awesome. Thank you so much, everybody. What else are we gonna sing here for you? I guess I will say too that it's so hard to know who's who's seeing what, because the internet is such a place. And you post and some people see it and other people don't. But I have just my intention at the beginning of this project was to raise the money easily and joyfully. That was just the intention in my heart that I set on the new moon, and which has been very helpful, because it's very common on a Kickstarter that you the first day or so is everybody's pledging, and it's exciting, and it's lots of money coming in, because everybody's got that exciting new energy, right? And then it kind of there's this kind of lull in the middle, and then it ramps back up again at the end when everybody kind of has that more urgency again as well. And I know that very clearly. So intellectually I totally got it, but I still had that moment when it's kind of like, after the first week and things were kind of slowing down, where I still would just have that little bit of like, oh no, maybe this is a big mistake, and maybe the people who love me have already done it and it's done. And all those sort of those gremlin doubty thoughts that again I know are not real, but they're Jana, hello, yay. Yes, everybody, Jana is also very familiar with the whole Kickstarter ebb and flow, not just from her own, but also from just helping so many people do it as well. So anyways, so the affirmation for myself was to raise the money easily and joyfully, which was very good, because when I got to that lull point, I was starting to have those little gremlin thoughts creep in. I was like, okay, you got to keep posting, you got to keep sharing, you got to keep spreading the word. How can you do that easily and joyfully? And so it's led to a lot of, I think, pretty goofy posts on social media. So if for some reason you have missed me falling into the pool, or the cactus guys, or the rubber chickens, I recommend going back through my pages and looking for those, because I think they're kind of fun, and each one is like no more than a minute. But I was also saying that I feel like if somebody only ever saw those posts from me, they wouldn't necessarily get a good feeling for what my music is like, because I have a couple funny songs, but they're not on this record. So this one is on the record. It's called Stumbling in the Dark, and I can't remember how often I've mentioned this before, but I was having a time a couple years back, 2017, where I was having some tightness in my chest, and I was kind of worried that maybe it was heart related. And my sweet friend Crystal met me at the ER just to make sure, because she's a nurse, and she's like, man, maybe you should go check it out. They couldn't find anything. They thought maybe I was just anxious. until several weeks later when I got more sick and went back, and they're like, oh, we think you have walking pneumonia. I'm like, I told you something was wrong. I know my body. I mean, anxiety scans, but also like, I know what that feels like all the time. So anyways, when I had to write a song, the prompt was love blank in the dark, and you could fill in the blank or not. And I was just sitting at my writing desk, and I had a bowl of cherries, and I was feeling that tightness in my chest. And this is what came out of that, stumbling in the dark. My ripe cherry chest has a hard pit in the middle. If you split me open, please don't throw it away. I need to plant some new seeds that will grow into some new trees, with blossoms soft and open and more new fruit on the way. And I've learned so many things since we took off the wedding rings, like how to leap and make a brand new start. And I'm clinging to a faith that everything will be okay, and I will find love even stumbling in the dark. My crystal bracelet daydreams are hanging by a thread now. If it snaps, the beads will scatter around my boots and roll away. If I keep calm, I can collect them and string them back together. And it may not be the same, but they can sparkle a new way. And I've learned so many things since we took off the wedding rings, like how to pay the rent by working hard. And I'm clinging to a faith that everything will be okay, and I will find love even stumbling in the dark. Car batteries die, guitar strings break. I wonder if everything is just a mistake. But I've learned so many things since we took off the wedding rings, like how to grieve but keep an open heart. And I'm clinging to a faith that everything will be okay, and I will find love even stumbling in the dark. And I'm clinging to a faith that everything will be okay, and I will find love even stumbling in the dark. Oh, Jana was like, she had to jump her car battery. Oh my gosh, I hope that was an easy fix. I mentioned before that Jana's in New York City, and so she doesn't drive her car very much, but she has a place to park it, and so sometimes when you don't drive your car very much, you have to jump the battery. Oh my gosh, that's kind of funny and good timing. And oh my gosh, my brain is so scattered. Didn't you play on this one, Jana? I think she did. Anyways, if it wasn't this one, it was a few other ones, and it's just beautiful. She added some nice sparkly vibes to the songs that she played on, and I can't wait for you to hear them. Also, maybe I shouldn't tell you this. There's a line in there about okay, good, yes, I thought that was one. This was one you played on. There's a line in here about the crystal bracelet that breaks. Jenna was actually there for that too. Funny. This is you're just supposed to come in on the song. The one of those elastic rose quartz bracelets, and it broke, and they fell all over the place, and I gathered them all up, and they're still actually in a little jar on my desk. I have not put it back together yet. But when I was at Michael's the other day, I grabbed a couple of little moon charms and some elastic with the idea in my head that maybe if I could get a couple of those put together, there's only 4 moon charms, if I could get a couple of those put together before the campaign was over, I might offer them as an additional bonus reward. But I don't want to promise them until I actually make them, because last time I did my Kickstarter, I had a lot of handmade things. I made these cute little plushy whales, and is there one of them up there? I don't know. And I also made some earrings out of my guitar strings, and I got most of them done, but my dear sweet cousin, who I love very much and did not mean to shaft her, still has not gotten her earrings. So this time I'm like, only promise things that you can actually do. So I got a moment of inspiration that I might make some bracelets, but I'm not going to put them up until they're already made. And if that doesn't happen, maybe I'll make them later. Maybe I'll make them later and have them as like a merch item, the crystal bracelets. So welcome to my brain. Yes, Anna, be the whales. Didn't you help me with some of those whales, like stitching their little fins together? I'm gonna really check really quick. Yes. It's just because I could see him from where I was. These were the little whale guys from last time. They're so cute. But I just, they're a lot of work. So we won't be doing whales again for this campaign, but it is very sweet to see. Sometimes people still have them, and I'll see them on their photos or their desks. They'll show me. Oh, there's a prayer mahalo. They say when you break or lose a drop of all the karma it has gleaned from your prayers and desires and issues is a very good thing. Yeah, I've heard things like that too. Yeah, that once you kind of like, once they're broken, it's time for them to, they've done their job. But yeah, I wonder, can you, like, you know, cleanse them and start with a new bracelet is kind of my wondering, or should I just completely let them go? Okay, let's do another song. We still have a few more minutes. Ooh, Katya, do you get to go see the whales? Oh my gosh. Yeah, these guys, they're so cute, because one of the songs was Jonah's whale, so that was a little, they came in. Oh, Anime, I love you so much. I take everything quite seriously. Oh god. But yeah, you were very good at. Okay, so yes, my crystal bracelet, I may redo it. I'll cleanse them and start over. But if I make other crystals, I'll use fresh ones for you guys. Okay. So one of the things that I'm hoping, so this Kickstarter money is gonna go. I have a little letter of agreement with a folk DJ radio promoter. So that's one of the things the money is going towards. And the other thing, well, and then also to get a small amount of CDs printed, because he needs a certain amount, like around 200 for the folk DJs, and then whoever pledged to get a CD here, well, obviously you guys get some, and then maybe a small handful more, because not too many folks buy CDs these days anymore. But the other thing that I was wanting to raise funds for was to make some like music or lyric videos. Katja has them at her house. Yay! Oh, and there's one at Karuna's house when we went to visit her in October too. It's so fun to see them. They're still around. Yes. ADD, sorry. These make music videos for some of these songs. I have a few artist friends that I'm talking to about, you know, they do beautiful hand painted hand animated stuff that I just think would be so lovely. And so sort of, yeah, depending on how the budget goes, we'll do some of those. And also with some of these, you know, it's never a bad thing to do more videos later on. It kind of extends the life cycle of a record. So if not this time around, I'll figure it out. But I think we can get at least a couple of them to happen for sure. So anyways, this was one that, like, I don't, you know, it's also like, oh, what songs should be the single? And that's hard to figure out inside my own brain. But this one just struck me for one of the ladies that like it, that just her style would go so beautifully with this one. So even I'm not sure if it should be a single or not. Anyways, I shall play it for you now. It is called If You Loved Me. Sunshine through lace curtains, a table set for three, baby in the high chair, mashing up some peas, 2 cars in the driveway, tulips line the path, a barbecue and a kiddie pool, and a swing out in the back. Is that the way life would be if you loved me? After dinner, homework, talk shows on TV, reading bedtime stories if they brush their teeth. Every other holiday with my folks and with yours, taking turns taking out the trash and sweeping up the floors. Is that the way life would be if you loved me? I know life never turns out exactly how we planned. Don't care so much what it looks like, more that someone understands who I am. Is that the way life would be if you loved me? Is that the way life would be if you loved me? Oh my gosh, you guys, I can't wait for you to hear that on the record, because Katie Marie plays a beautiful guitar part and she does these building harmonies that are just like, whoo, so good. Oh, I'm just really excited. I'm really excited. Oh, we still have a few more minutes. So yeah, thanks again, anybody who's joining in. I mentioned a little bit before that, you know, if you've already pledged, thank you so much. No need to pledge anything else. But if for some reason you're watching this and you had this desire to tip for tonight, if you would do that by pledging to the Kickstarter, either for the first time or maybe upping your pledge by $1 or a couple, would be amazing. But again, not required or expected, just that, like, if you had that urge to please direct them in that direction, would be wonderful. And yeah, and just thank you everybody for oh, Katya, I'm so glad to both my Katyas are here. They're spelled a little bit differently, but I'm glad that Katya Violet has the whale, and that Katya Lolly, you're having a better day from hearing some songs. Yay, that's good. I'm glad. So yeah, Kickstarter's happening. Artwork is happening. Emily's got the CD artwork. I'm talking to other artists about videos. I've got a radio promoter lined up. Things are happening, y'all. It's exciting. So, you know, we've got our cards here, power and trust. Great themes for a full moon. And here's a little song that I wrote out in the desert, out of the Crooked Crow Songwriter Retreat. He gave us a bunch of words. I think ember was one. Door, dance. Can't remember several words, but anyways, this is what I came up with for that one. The door is a dance between the kitchen and the car. Take me to Texas, take me to breakfast, take me to towns I've not seen. Awake in a world between fear and forgiveness. Sometimes there's crying, sometimes there's lying, sometimes there's burgundy, sometimes there's green. The ember of empathy is burning, bright and bold in the pit of my chest. And I think it's a sign that I'm gonna be fine, despite all my days of unrest. There's a window of wildness and willing, where whatever I want seems to fly. And I think it might mean that it's time to come clean about what I actually desire. The coin is a key between wanting and having. I keep coming close, I keep losing rope, I keep finding faith in the strength of my feet. I step on a stage between sinking and swimming, praying for grace, praying for space, praying to be heard, praying to be seen. The ember of empathy is burning, bright and bold in the pit of my chest. And I think it's a sign that I'm gonna be fine, despite all my days of unrest. There's a window of wildness and willing, where whatever I want seems to fly. And I think it might mean that it's time to come clean about what I actually desire. 'Cause the door is a dance, and I wake in a world where the coin is the key. So I step on a stage, and it's time to come clean. Oh, that one is also so good on the record. I'm so excited. I know, Anime, we did not make it into the drawing this time. If anybody doesn't know, I think most people on here know about the Crooked Crow Songwriting Retreat because I blab about it all the time. But it's this beautiful retreat out in far, far West Texas. Takes all day to get out there. There's beautiful natural hot springs. And they can only accommodate about 30 folks per retreat. And but there's like over 100 folks that want to go. So it's by lottery. And I don't know, I just really believe in the power of the lottery, and that it allows for the people who really need to go the most go each year. And but I also do, I hold that weekend open for as long as I possibly can, because it is quite common. I don't know if I've ever made it into the drawing the first time around. And it's quite common that people have to drop out for one reason or another. So I just kind of hold that weekend open gently, and trusting that if I'm meant to be there, something will work itself out so that I can. Because Annabelle, it was like the night before that you made it in this time. So you just never know. Oh my gosh, you guys, 5 minutes left. I had one more moon song. Let me find it for you. Thank you so much for being here. This is really sweet. Yeah, it was the night before, wasn't it? You made it happen. So yeah, keep the space open just in case. Where is this song? I just had pulled it up. Yeah, thank you so much, y'all, for being here. Because you know, you never know with these things. Like, will people actually show up? and I haven't sung several of my songs in a row in a while, so this is just like a super treat. And yeah, thank you for all your support with the Kickstarter and everything leading up to it and the making of the album. I mean, I feel like probably everybody on this on this live, unless you're hiding and I haven't seen you, but I feel like I can confidently say that everybody who has tuned in has had such a huge part in being my village in making this happen. And it's been a long time coming. So I really, really just have a super heart full of gratitude for everything that y'all have done to help me and support me in this long, important journey. And, you know, if there's anything I can do to return the favor, please let me know, because I love all of you. Yeah. So let's finish off, I think, with one, if I can get this going, by one of my other buds who has definitely been very helpful in this whole process, Shawnee Kilgore. And she's got some harms on some of the songs too. But she's got a moon song, at least one. She's got lots of moon songs. Someday, maybe her next thing that we will be kickstarting will be her little moon EP. Oh, Stacey, that would be so fun if we could all get in there together. That would be great. You know, not cancellations from anybody being, you know, ill will. Just they have other things going on in their lives that they can't attend. So, but yeah, let's finish off with a little Shawnee Kilgore Blue Moonshine. Yeah. If you got a hard life, oh, it's too fast. If you got a heart like mine, come on and let the blue moon shine. If you got a heart like mine, come on and let the blue moon shine. Oh, oh, I know you got a heart like mine. And if you got a broken wing, come on and let the blue moon sing. If you got a broken wing, come on and let the blue moon sing. Oh, I know you got a broken wing. And if you gotta walk away, come on and let the blue moon stay. If you gotta walk away, come on and let the blue moon stay. Oh, I know you gotta walk away. If you gotta let me go, come on and let the blue moon show. If you gotta let me go, come on and let the blue moon show. Oh, I know you gotta let me go. If you gotta cry it out, come on and let the blue moon shout. If you gotta cry it out, come on and let the blue moon shout. Oh, I know you gotta cry it out. And if you got a heart like mine, come on and let the blue moon shine. If you got a heart like mine, come on and let the blue moon shine. Oh, I know you got a heart like mine. I know you got a heart like mine. I know you got a heart like mine. Something kind of like that. Little Blue Moonshine by Shawnee Kilgore. Check her out too. Thank you so much, y'all. We did it. We had a little full moon concert show with cards. Did some cards. Excited to do card readings for y'all. Whoever pledged for that. And we lit a candle that my mom made, beeswax candle, and sang some moon songs and sang some of album songs. So like we did it. Did what I said I would do. Kind of, you know, make some plans and hope they happen. And it's a good thing when they do. So thank you so much. Love you guys. Just so full of gratitude. And yeah, if you felt like upping your pledge, that would be the way to tip tonight. But also just so helpful when you like and share and comment on my little silly posts, because that's what helps them get out and seen by other people. Kind of weird how that algorithm works. So thank you for doing all that as well. I've seen it happen and I'm very grateful for it. I love you. Have a beautiful full moon. If you've got any things that you need to let go of, it's a good time to release. Sometimes people like to put crystals or water out under the full moon to charge them up. So, but I think even if you're not into the woo stuff, it's never a bad thing to just take a moment to reflect on what's going on in your life and what you might need to make some adjustments with. So, and it's just kind of fun to choose the moon as a time along the way to do those things. So, anyways, Kathleen, thank you so much. Lily G, Mama, I'm assuming Jeffrey's there with you. Gianna, yep, there's the moon. Yeah, charge your crystals. Put your crystals out. Katya, everybody, Stacy, and anybody who's watching this afterwards, love you. Thank you for tuning in. It's happening. It's happening. We're almost at 75%, and we will get all the way. We still have like 14 days left. All right. Have a beautiful night. Love you guys. Thank you so much.